Yo, 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 how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls Remastered. We are in Sen's Fortress. We're at the end of Sen's Fortress.
Making our way downtown.
Making our way downtown. Da-ba-da, da-da-da. I don't know how the song goes.
I 100% did not mean to say that.
But subconsciously you did that.
There was no reason for me to say that.
Oh, God, it's so good. I mean, you saw we were going down, and you're like, all right, making our way downtown. That's awesome. Okay, this episode, we've got goals, as we do with pretty much... Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That elevator thing, right?
Yeah, so that unlocks the shortcut to the beginning, which I need, because I think now that we have the shortcut... I will go back and upgrade our Uchi to plus 10.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think... Yeah, if we didn't find the cage key, I would say let's just skip over it. But because we do have the key, I think we'll be okay. The rip, but that was fine. Kind of worked out perfectly. Get a sniper. Yeah, so big goals for this episode. We are going to... fight Iron Tarkus. He's the big boss of Sen's Fortress. We are gonna go upgrade our Uchi, which we're gonna go do right now.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Anor Londo after, and we are going to make our way through Anor Londo and probably get to the castle, I think, this episode.
So...
I don't think we're going to fight Ornstein and Smog, but we might. If we're really good.
It doesn't matter how many times, like, just hearing it described, like, using nouns or whatever, or like described as their names, these places and their names at the whatever. I cannot picture them.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I can't figure out. Like, I'm barely remembering whether or not what all these things are.
Yeah.
I'm kind of.
That's funny.
Because I remember them as, like, what they are, the pictures. If I saw them, I go, okay, that's what we're doing. We're doing this because that's how I remembered them. That's how I stored them as information in my brain.
Yeah.
They're photos of those places, not words.
Yeah.
Because if they showed their names while in those areas, whatever, I would more likely remember them. Like, that's why Ornstein Smog is the only one I can actually remember well if you just say it.
Oh, right, yeah.
If someone says Anor Londo or whatever,
yeah.
Or Sen's Fortress, I couldn't picture them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care the names.
Right.
They're just areas.
It's just like, this is an area I'm going to continue to die in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, some of them, like, again, because I've played this game so many times that I know them, but it took a while to kind of...
It mostly didn't help. Like, did you play this, like, talk to friends about this and all that kind of stuff? Like,
there were a few people I worked with that were into it. That I did talk to them about a little bit, but that was never, like, that was back at a point where I hadn't beaten the game yet.
Yeah.
And so they would say things to me and I would be like, oh yeah, I think I know that place. And then it turns out it's a completely different place. kind of like when you originally told me about the whole dragon thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And then I was thinking the dragon place was somewhere else, and then it wasn't. And then it was like this other thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of the games I've ever played, like almost majority of them, there's only a handful that I played with other people.
Yeah.
Was discussing with people that played those same games. Generally, they were Call of Duty type games.
Okay.
Halo. There were those type of big games, but the games I play, I don't have friends who are into those games as well.
Right.
That's why I talked to you about Final Fantasy VII, right? It's because I actually don't know anyone else who's into Final Fantasy as much as I am.
Yeah.
There is almost no one.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, there are big followings for a lot of these games, like Final Fantasy. Like, you're gonna find people online that are fans of them, but in real life, IRL, it's like you don't find that many. And especially with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is one of those games that just, I don't know if it's just the people we talk to or what, but
it's like Nico's one of the only other people I've ever met who's played Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Well, he really likes MMOs.
Yeah.
Is the thing, right? So if you talk to him about any other Final Fantasy, I don't think he's gonna know much. But like, yeah.
For the only other people I know, my brother plays a lot of MMOs. Like so many. He was in World of Warcraft. He's in New World now.
Right.
It's great, but I don't like those MMOs.
Yeah, I know, totally.
It's like it's okay, but the type of gameplay he likes to play is not the type of gameplay I like to play.
Yeah.
So even in that sense, it's like I don't have. It's like Final Fantasy 7. It's like I can remember almost every area. I can describe them with names and whatever. It's because that's memories I've built up for like 28 years of playing it.
Yeah.
Was it 28, 27, 26 years since 1997, 98?
Damn. I'm basically as old as I am.
It's like that's why they're so ingrained, because when I first played,
bad idea. I knew that was a bad idea. I knew it immediately. Fucking no.
When I first played it, I did play it with a cousin, but he was not, or he didn't follow it as closely as I did.
Yeah.
And even then, now, I still don't know many people who actually play it.
Yeah, and even for me, like, Final Fantasy wasn't the big thing for me. It was Kingdom Hearts. Mm-hmm. And I actually only got to know a lot of the Final Fantasy characters because they were in Kingdom Hearts. Or like I would recognize the characters, but I wouldn't, like, it wouldn't translate to me, oh, this was the same character that was in this other game. Like, for instance, even Cloud from, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
When I saw him in Kingdom Hearts, I was like, whoa, who's this badass character? who, which is funny, in Kingdom Hearts, he's kind of a mix of Cloud and Vincent.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I honestly, dude, Cloud's got some riz. Cloud's drip in Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically. Oh my god, dude. Like, he's Cloud, but he's wearing Vincent's clothes, basically. He's got, like, Vincent's claw hand, whatever the heck. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah.
Gauntlet. And then he's just, he uses demon powers and stuff, which is pretty cool. Dude, that was so good of you. I was wondering if you're going to fight him or if you're just going to run, but what I would recommend doing is, do you know where the bonfire is up here? We have to go backtrack a little bit.
No, I don't.
Okay, go this way and then turn to, basically you're going to, go that way. Run across here. The giant didn't respawn, so I don't think you have anything to do. Take a left. You see where all the writing is?
Yeah.
Over there. Go down there.
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. We're going to fall off the cliff and we're going to go, Just keep going. Yeah. Drop. Hey, there we go. Wow, you landed right on it. It was going to go right up your butt.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, totally.
I do remember this now.
That was perfect. That was just to...
Shortcut?
Yeah, just a shortcut. Yeah. But yeah, Cloud in Kingdom Hearts 1, man, he's such a badass. So cool. He does his, like, Omni Slash, but it's different. As in, he uses his demon powers and he, like, hits once and then flies around and then hits a few more times and then flies around and then hits, like, one more time or two more times.
He has multiple versions of Omni Slash.
Yeah.
And he also has this move called Cherry Blossom.
Ooh.
I only say that.
Cherry.
And it's called that only in Final Fantasy Tactics. When you have him in Tactics.
Oh, interesting. Is it like the same move as something else, but it's called something different?
Nope. It's different in every way, and it's his last limit break, and I have no idea why it's different.
Weird.
They must have been, like, developed around the same time, so they didn't have, like, a final move set done.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you can fight the boss now. Yeah. There's nothing else to do.
Okay.
If you used a humanity, you could summon Iron someone or rather.
Look at me fighting a boss for the first time.
There you go.
In this playthrough.
Oh hell yeah, man! You're so ready for
I
him.
can't defeat a normal enemy, but we're going to fight a boss.
Dude, honestly, there's a good chance Iron Tarkus is just gonna fall off the edge anyway. No, sorry, his name is Iron Golem. Iron Tarkus is the summon that we get. Yeah, dodge that. Okay. You'll be
Dodged
fine.
it.
You'll be fine.
Alright, we can watch how terrible or great I will be.
You're gonna be so good. Just don't get swept by him. And
You dick.
oh wow.
Oh. That's
Beautiful.
it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Just one hit KO.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, he's really far away. He's gonna get hit. So he's such a big enemy.
I thought I would have
know what?
out of range. I kind of backed up a bit, and I'm like, oh, I didn't back up enough.
Most of the time, I do summon Iron Tarkus to help out with the fight.
I didn't want to waste anything, so I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try it without, just to see, because you know, I do summon. I like summoning. I like the power of friendship. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But ever since playing Elden Ring, where I decided I wasn't going to summon, because it actually makes the game a lot harder if you summon, because it increases their health, the enemy's health
Oh, yeah.
more. And so if your summon dies, then suddenly you're fighting a really hard boss because he's got like twice as much health as he normally does. But yeah, I don't know. I'll try fighting him without. There's a good chance he's gonna fall off the edge, because he just has the ability to do that.
I did kill an enemy. I killed that enemy.
You killed that enemy.
That's
yes.
right.
You did very well. Congratulations. But yeah, I'll try fighting Iron Golem. I think he's not gonna hit. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do it. If I keep him by the edge, then I think he can just fall off.
I vaguely remember stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know if he can bleed because he's an iron
He's just
golem. Yeah, I mean, he's a golem, so I don't know, but he does perfectly half my health.
Well,
So 2 hits will kill me.
I can't think of a metal band right now for some reason.
Megadeth,
He's Megadeth.
Metallica,
Like when I think of
Baby
Megadeth,
metal.
I don't think metal for Metallica or Megadeth for some reason.
I mean, they're not, like,
When I
it
think-
depends how metal you go.
When I think metal, I think of like
Screamo?
black metal.
Okay, then the Black Dahlia Murder.
Type of
Yeah.
metal. That's there's no reason for it. It's not it's not more metal than actual
Ooh.
Metallica or Megadeth.
Yeah.
It's just what I think of as.
Oh, okay, he could have grabbed me.
Because I don't know. I don't know.
No, I get that. I totally get that. Oh, okay, yes. Fall. Please fall. Please decide you want to fall off the edge. I would really appreciate it.
Does he fall or does he like jump back?
So I think there's a few things he can do.
I remember him jumping back and like suddenly dying, and I have no idea why.
There's definitely a way for him to. There's definitely a way for him to do it. I don't know how to trigger it. That was bad. I knew I was getting hit by that. All right, slam me down. Do it again. Oh, jeez.
Oh, you got him to third down, 2/3.
It's not bad. Oh, wowie.
For whatever reason, that background just triggered a dream that I remembered last night. And it's like, oh, we're in a beach. We're at a beach, and it's a cougar reserve.
It's like, what?
So there's a bunch of cougars and
Oh
people,
my God.
like actual like cat, like
Oh,
feline
not older women.
cougars. No.
Okay, I thought you were talking about older women.
And it's like, be careful with them, don't run.
Yeah.
Because you'll be training them to attack you. It's like, don't. And then they're all like fine, and it's like all like kitten cougars and all that.
Yeah.
I'm like, this seems dangerous. Why am I here?
That's funny.
It's like, just stay behind this fence. It's like waist high, and they won't get you.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't seem right.
Oh, rip. He fell. Oh, man. That sucks. Do you want to give him another go?
Yeah.
Maybe you can get him to fall off the edge.
I only brought that up because of how stupid a dream that was.
You know, it's funny in your dream that what'd you say? Like, oh, don't run, because they'll whatever.
It's like, oh, they'll chase you.
Yeah,
it'll be your fault for running away from these cougars.
Pretty much.
They'll
but
see you as prey.
It still works if we're talking about older women.
I just remember like just a bunch of like people just taking pictures with them and posing and holding them and lifting. It's like a freaking 100-pound cougar, someone's bear hugging, walking around with them.
Oh my god,
this seems dangerous.
It seems right. Maybe, well, because I know I know you've been talking about like, oh, maybe I should get back into the dating pool and stuff. So maybe subconsciously maybe you literally thought of cougars, but you were thinking about you're actually thinking about older women. I think it's very possible. It just translated into your wires got crossed, basically. That is really funny. Okay.
Right in the chest.
You can do it, man.
All right.
Perfect. He's gonna do that, but it'll miss. Yeah.
Go.
You might be able to, if he does the jump thing on this little bridge here, you might be able to get him. Oh, okay.
Great.
You can do it. You can do it. You just gotta hit him.
Wait, I gotta stand here.
And hope that...
Come on.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, he's doing the movements right, but he's not hitting at all. So I don't know what's happening. You can do it, man. You can do it. Oh. He looks like he wants to fall. He looks like he's just really wanting to jump off the edge.
Oh, fuck.
That's okay. You're okay.
This button.
Fine. You did it. The right button. Oh, that was good. Dude, that was sick. You doing it again? Oh, now watch out, because he can grab through his legs and yank. Oh, yeah.
Just rolled me out. Just like...
He rolled you up and...
Like, I should have survived that fall.
I mean, we've survived...
Like a slide at the bottom.
We have survived harder things, for sure. Okay, you know what? Just for time's sake, I'm going to be a noob, and I will summon.
All right.
So let's just reverse hollow, and...
It's like, I could have done it.
I think you could have.
I was hoping that you would like do a jump back. I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I think
I was watching you, and I was like trying to figure out how he did it, or how he did it that one, jump back that one time. So
yeah,
I was trying to do something.
I know there's a bigger chance of him jumping when you do have Iron Tarkus, because you can, like, he doesn't want to be in the middle of us, right? So if I'm on one side, Iron Tarkus is on the other side, he'll jump. And I think there's a bigger chance of getting him to do that when there's two of us, but it's still not guaranteed. I've actually, in my many times I've beaten this game, I've only got him to jump off once. And it was, in fact, in my other recording of this, but it was the only time I had ever got it. And when I looked up online, apparently it's a fairly common thing for him to do. So I don't know if I just was unlucky all the other times or what, but either way, we're gonna not summon you, because I think you're an actual person. I don't mind summoning real people, but I wanna summon Iron Tarkus, man. He's Iron Tarkus. Yeah, look at that. Big tower shield, big great sword. He's so irony and Tarkusy.
Yeah, I still vaguely, not vaguely, but vividly remember never summoning any people or NPCs to do any of this.
No, totally. I get you, but power of friendship. I love it.
Well, I guess for me, it kind of makes sense if you knew the way I grew up.
Yeah.
And all that. So it's like I could do this on my own. I don't know how much I want to get into that, but essentially, I always end up doing things on my own to get it done.
Oh, he grabbed the Tarkus boy. Problem is that he's got iframes while he grabs, so I can't actually get some cheap shots off on him, unfortunately, but look how far he's like already almost dead though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'm doing nothing to him, but Tarkus, oh my god, he's killing him. Come on. Come on. Hey. Oh, okay, wait, he staggered him. That's good. If we just keep staggering him.
One hit from him, he just...
It's like a quarter of his health.
Yeah.
Or it's a lot.
It's like 15% of the show.
Easy. Perfect. Okay, so that's Iron Golem. He's a fairly easy boss,
What was
especially
that
when
circle
I
thing
summon.
back there again? Or is that just an invading point?
No, so this is how we progress into the next area.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I suddenly just you said progress. I'm like, oh, I now remember now. I was like, oh, why? Why did that take? Whatever.
You know, so when Dark Souls Remastered came out, a lot of people were giving it shit because it kind of does look very similar to the original one, just like a little bit upscaled.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the things I'm glad that they fixed, because this is a lot more detailed and actually makes it look magical than what was in the original version, because the original version was just the lock-on circle.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I always thought it was like a glitch or something, where it's like, oh, I was locking onto Iron Tarkus, and then for some reason it glitched to the center of the area. But in this, it's like, oh no, it's a magical thing to progress you to the next area. Yeah.
It looks like what Elden Ring, like.
Yes.
Like the
ring.
The Elden Ring symbol. It looks like it belongs in Elden Ring, is what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. I've never played Elden Ring, so I have never played anything after Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, I mean,
even then I only played like the beginning of 3.
Dark Souls 1.
Was it Bloodborne before or after 3?
Bloodborne was after 3, I think.
Okay, then Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I played that more.
Yeah. I think it was after 3, or it was around the same time. No, I think it was after 3.
Okay. Demon Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne is all I played.
Was there Demon Souls 1, 2, and 3? I thought it's
Demon Souls.
Yeah, and then Dark Souls.
Dark Souls 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay, yes.
I just counted them as 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's only one Demon Souls.
Yeah, I was very confused.
Yeah, I realized it.
Yeah.
After I said that, so that's why I knew exactly what you were asking. But yeah,
Demon Souls.
I've only played those 5 games.
Yeah. Demon Souls I played once with my friend, but we didn't. That was our first experience with like a Souls game, and we died in, I guess, where you're supposed to die in the usual tutorial stuff, and then we got sent to this area, and it was like, oh, this is what happens when you die. You come here.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't figure out how to get out.
Same with me. That's my first experience. Well, when I first came out as well.
Yeah, we went around everywhere and talking to people, and I guess I don't know, we just couldn't find it, so we stopped playing.
That was even when I went back to it, it's like I don't know exactly what to do.
Yeah, right.
Every time I get back to there, it's like, what do I keep either skipping too much dialogue, and I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So, that generally ends up. That's why I've never actually gotten that far in that one, is what I meant. One is Dark Souls 1 is the only one I beat. Mm-hmm. I got really close to the end of Bloodborne, never beat it. And every other one I just got like partial way through and never finished.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm not finishing these games, why am I buying them?
Well,
so
exactly.
That's why I never bought Sekiro or Elden Ring.
Totally.
Is there more? I don't know.
No, Demon Souls, 3 Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Sekiro.
I don't even know if I bought Dark Souls 3. I'm not thinking of it now. I don't even know if I even played it.
That was the one Game Grumps played all the way through.
That might be.
I watched their playthrough of it. I never played it myself.
I listened to their playthrough of it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I'll play this eventually, so I don't want to see anything, but I want to hear what they say.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And I never played it in the end. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
No, that's fair. You know what? I've never played Dark Souls 3. I've never played Bloodborne, and I've never played Sekiro. Demon Souls played a little bit. Dark Souls beaten a few times. Dark Souls 2 I've played. I'll like it. I know everyone doesn't like it, but there's a very vocal group of people that, of course, like to go against the grain and be like, no, it's the best Dark Souls game. They did everything differently in it, therefore it's good. It's It's not. I'm sorry. Your opinion's wrong. No, I can't say your opinion's wrong, but it's vastly different than mine because I've only had negative experiences with Dark Souls 2. It doesn't help that I played Scholar of the First Sin edition, which actually changes things. Enemy placements, items, things like that. So if you bought the original, you would have, everything where it is. If you bought the Scholar of the First Sin edition, it's the same map, same story, same everything, but enemies and things are different.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what you were talking about, how like a New Game Plus, you'd like to have, different, like a randomized thing.
Yeah.
Think of it as buying a whole. Yeah. Think of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin edition as that New Game Plus, but you're still paying like another however many dollars for the upgrade.
I don't know what version I got, but I know that I got a certain distance into it. I didn't even know it was that it had that change up in it.
I don't
know which version I got.
I didn't.
But I did play it far later than I tried recording it once.
Yeah.
And then I got to a certain point in the game. Things changed. Didn't know what to do after that, and I just wandered it for like 2 hours.
Oh my god! I'm being ganked by these guys. Get out of here!
I just remember going everywhere for 2 hours and not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Just stop playing.
No, that's fair. Dark Souls 2 is very like open. Because it's not as linear. Like this is linear in the sense that you kind of have a set way to go for the first half of the game.
Yeah.
But the second half is like you can go fight whoever you want. Like it doesn't really matter. Dark Souls 2 right off the bat, I believe is like you can kind of go wherever you want and do stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just they changed. I loved everything about Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 2 they changed everything I liked about Dark Souls 1. Like, I guess the big thing for me about Dark Souls 2 that I just instantly made me not like it is every time you die, your maximum HP gets reduced.
Oh, right.
By 5%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's enough to make me not want to try new things. Not that I really ever do anyway.
To be risky?
Yeah,
to risk things in that?
Exactly right. And so it's like, oh, I got a cool new weapon. Do I want to try it out and risk dying like a bunch of times and then have to go and buy an item to undo the curse or the whatever the heck I've got on me?
I don't even remember that.
It's
I don't know.
I mean the items are you can buy the items fairly early, so you could stock up on them. But I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into it. As well as you have a limited amount of enemies and souls you can get. So you actually, if you're not very good at the game, there is a way where you can screw yourself over and not be able to pass unless you get extremely good. Yeah. And yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so if let's say there's an enemy, right?
Yeah.
That gives you like 5,000 souls every time you kill it.
Yeah.
You can kill it like 10 times and then it'll never respawn again. Ever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now I think there's an item you can get that will respawn the enemies for a certain amount of times, but it makes the enemies much harder.
That feels familiar.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I don't know. The weapon degradation as well is insane. It's so fast. It is so fast. I was using my main weapon, and it was like every area I cleared out, it was like, oh, your weapon's damaged. And it was like, okay, am I just using like the wrong weapon? I mean, it's a starting weapon. Like, why is it breaking so fast? Maybe it's just the enemies I was fighting were too tanky. And so it was just, I don't know, man. There was just a lot I did not like about Dark Souls 2. I heard Dark Souls 3 went back to more of like the Dark Souls-y 1 kind of aspect, which is why it was pretty good. But Dark Souls 2 is... yeah, it's a game I've tried multiple times, and it's never gonna happen for a playthrough, I don't think.
It's like Dark Souls for me is like, I remember being like really into it, this one only.
Yeah.
Or I felt like I was into all of them, but during this talk I realized no, I wasn't actually.
Yeah.
It was somebody else always playing it, somebody else always talking about it. So I felt like I didn't realize that I had no first-hand experience with, barely any first-hand experience with the other ones. Like even Demon Souls is like, I'm like, oh, before I play the next one, I'm gonna beat the first one, or the Demon Souls first, it's Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing in 2 when I first played it and got like locked, but it never really stuck with me. How the end game wasn't interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then I never played 3 because I never beat 2. But at the same time, I did listen to Game Grumps play 3. And I played Bloodborne because I was pretty good and Eric liked it a lot. But I never beat it because I wanted to play the other ones.
Yeah.
So I finished that but they didn't really have anything to do with it, so I was kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Souls, all the Souls games are
kind of independent.
Independent. Even like the only ones that have had trilogy. Well, the only trilogy is Dark Souls.
I just don't. If you don't want me to do that, then don't put the numbering system in it.
Yeah,
I'm fine. That's why I was okay with playing Dark Souls, then Demon Souls, then Bloodborne, but I was not able to do it with 3.
Yeah.
Thing.
I mean, I know, I totally get that. That was actually one of the reasons why I didn't end up playing The Witcher, because it was The Witcher 3 and I heard that was amazing, and then I was like, oh, do I need to play 1 and 2 to kind of understand what's going on? And most people were like, nah, you can just jump into 3 and
Fallout 3 and 4 for me is like, I didn't finish them because of like, what's 1 and 2?
What's 1 and 2? Yeah,
and
actually,
Witcher 3 is like, I tried playing it multiple times over the course of the years it was released.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to play 1 and 2, but I also think this game's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it's amazing.
So I was playing
it's really good.
And then the only reason why I stopped playing it is because it was overheating my PS4.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't risk damaging it.
Yeah. One, especially because you were playing it before they came out with the next gen upgrade.
Yeah.
For it. So imagine what it would do to your PS4 now, right? Yeah. I don't know. There's definitely games where the numbering makes sense and the numbering doesn't. Like they could have, I don't know, Dark Souls 2 being a direct sequel to Dark Souls 1. I mean, technically they're all connected, but they're so many years apart that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like Star Ocean. If you've played any of the Star Oceans, they're not numbered. They're named. They're Star Ocean Second Story. Yeah, it has second because it is the second one, but you can take that as 2 different stories because you can play 2 different characters.
Right.
And it changes the story. So technically, I can file that away as I don't have to play the first one because I can play the second one and it's great. Then the next one is like Till the End of Time. I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's for the PS2. And I've played every other one since, but I've never finished the last 2. But because I never finished the one before, I can still play the last one I played.
Ow.
With the last one that came out. I don't know why. I got far in it. It just, I don't know. It just didn't get as interesting as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a game that came out on the Xbox only. If you ever remember hearing it, Infinite something. Infinite Undiscovery.
Oh, it sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever.
Something like that. It's like, oh, you can make everything, and you can constantly make items. Yeah, there is a limit.
Oh yeah.
it's
false advertising.
It just takes forever to make all those items.
Right.
Because you have to collect so many items, and you have to keep killing. Anyways, it's a
farming simulator.
Very standard JRPG.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of you need to farm. All these, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sequels are. I like sequels that don't decide to change every single thing about them.
Basically, DLC is better than sequels.
No, I mean, like, make a sequel. Like, make it as a sequel. Like, name it number 2 or whatever. But just don't change every single aspect. of the original. Like going from Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 2 is jarring for me because it's like, oh, it's like it looks like Dark Souls, but they changed so many things in it.
But it doesn't play Dark Souls.
It doesn't play like Dark Souls. Like it's, I don't know. It's a lot of just really annoying things. Like, you know, everyone's argument is, oh, just get good, you know, and I've gotten good. I've played so many hours in Dark Souls 1 that I have gotten good. Therefore, I should be at least a little bit better when I start a new Souls-like game. And that was not the case for Dark Souls 2. It was just things were so different. Mm-hmm. Like, it looked the same. It looked similar. But the mechanics were just too different for me to get into. There's just something about it. I've never played Dark Souls 3, so I can't really comment on that. Never played Sekiro, never played Bloodborne. Elden Ring, though, fantastic. Elden Ring is probably my favorite. No, Elden Ring probably is my favorite Souls-like game, or Souls game, just because it is easier to get into, but it's also very easy for it to be the hardest Souls games you've played.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of. Like, it's... Yeah, I don't know. Like, for instance, the playthrough I did for the channel here was on a new game +2, so it's like the third playthrough of the game. And that was fairly easy for the most part because I was over-leveled AF. And I was only fighting the core bosses to the game, which out of the 165 bosses there's only like 10 of them you have to fight.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, all the other ones are optional. But it, I don't know. It's just there's so much to that game, and it feels like Dark Souls is the thing. And it's funny because people make the comparison. Oh, Elden Ring is actually more like Dark Souls 2, and I'm like, it's okay. It can be more like Dark Souls 2, but it's everything that Dark Souls 2 should have done, and not the decisions they made with it. Yeah. Like, because I guess the director, one of the writers or something of Elden Ring was like the lead person on Dark Souls 2.
Oh, okay.
So it's got very similar story elements to it. But gameplay wise, I mean, it's like night and day. Like they're totally different. Dark Souls 2 bad, Elden Ring great.
It's like, for me, all of Dark Souls like fits in this middle area of type of gameplay I like.
Yeah. And
it kind of like can be interesting and can't be at the same time. That being the skill-based part of it and the leveling-based part of it. Dark Souls 1 kind of fits because I like that you can just overpower your guy by just picking one stat.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
Kind of like what we're doing with endurance, so that we can tank like every hit.
And then part of it is being like the skill-based part. But for me, I need either to be one or the other, and it's hard to find a decent balance in the middle. So that's why I never really liked the other ones as much. For example, like basically Star Ocean and like Final Fantasy where I don't know. I'm trying to explain this best I can. It's just leveling, grinding, and you can make your guys super powerful, and you just use those abilities to make them stronger as well.
Yeah.
That would be Star Ocean specifically, because the more times you use that ability, the stronger that ability gets.
Right.
At least that's how Second Story original one was, and some of the other ones following it. They level up. Anyways, moving on. The other end of it is the ability part, which the timing of attack, defending, all that stuff, that is more DMC, the Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
And I really like Devil May Cry 4. That was probably one of my favorite ones. Then the remake Devil May Cry was pretty good as well. I wanted to play the newest one, which is DMC5, but I never played it.
I own all the DMC games.
Yeah.
I bought them recently, so I have them on my Xbox if you ever want to play them.
Oh, yeah.
I've never played them. but I've wanted to.
Is Bayonetta? It's very Bayonetta.
I've heard it's very
similar to
Bayonetta. Yeah.
So, I guess the other way around is Bayonetta is very DMC.
Yes. Yeah.
But I do like it, and it's more skill, and I find it more fast-paced than this.
Oh yeah.
It's far more fast-paced and more like I can practice a lot quicker, and it's and I do like the timing and all that stuff. It just because you can recognize the patterns a little bit more clearer.
Yeah, they're more obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Dark Souls. It's a game of patience.
Yeah, this one is like you have to really pay attention to the enemies you're fighting and then remember it because you might not be fighting them for a while.
Yeah, exactly right.
And
I mean, even the gargoyles I just fought. We fought the gargoyles at the beginning of the game. And I mean, we're going through this relatively fast. And gargoyles aren't even like a boss, well, they were a boss, but even then, you kind of have to, I don't know, remember strats and stuff. I just remember to cut off their tail, but yeah.
There was a point where it's like, the rest of the games, except for Bloodborne, didn't really hit that right of the
right balance.
The balance that I liked about it, because some days I'll be playing it and I'm like, I need to just do all skill, and that's all I did on this, so I didn't really care about getting souls or whatever.
Right.
It's just all about the timing of parrying and dodging.
Yeah.
And then the other days, like, I just wanted power level and just
just
put it
wreck
all in
everything.
one stat and just wreck everything in one hit.
Yeah.
And by that, it's like when I played this daily for months, because this was one of the games I had. It was that's how I played it, and then I just switch off between whatever other games, just so that I didn't burn myself out on it. I don't remember any other games I played. I think that was when I first played Final Fantasy 14 online.
Oh yeah.
When it first came out.
Dang. When did it come out?
2010, 2011.
I always forget that game is like old.
And we played it for the PC, and that was not the Realm Reborn that came out in 2014. Oh, 2012, I think it came out. 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
I had played it on a PC that the graphics card was failing.
Oh no.
It was slow. Like the gameplay was slow. The game was slowed down by the not great everything. And it had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But I still liked it and played a bit of it. And it was free for like 2 years or something like that.
Oh wow, that's good.
Or I forgot how long before they re-released it into what it currently is.
Right.
Anyways, that's sidetracked. Again.
Do you see me just take damage? Out of the blue?
Nope. Wasn't paying attention.
Okay, because I just randomly took damage, and I don't know why. like normally it's from either from electrical attacks, because these guys have electrical spears, so they do electric damage, which I don't have. Like I've got 100% damage negation for physical attacks, but not for magic attacks. But this, I just randomly lost a chunk of my HP, and I don't know what hit me.
Interesting.
That was weird. I was thinking it could have been one of the archers up there, because there is an archer that's going to be trying to kill me soon.
Well,
but
you'll find out during the editing.
Weird. Yeah, pretty much, right?
if you, I don't know how closely you edit.
I mean, our editing is pretty much Game Grumps editing, which means not much. Oh shit! Oh shade thrown.
Okay, for me, it's like the clip the beginning, clip the end.
Yeah, that's pretty much
just
it.
Put the end and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll watch our videos, or if I remember from like our recording that I wanted to do a funny or something, that I'll remember that. But for the most part, I mean, our editing is, or at least the editing I do for this is quite simple.
Yeah.
For the most part, I used to do more like funny edits and stuff. But I don't know. I kind of lost patience for it. I love to do them when there's a bit that's really funny that I know I can add to it and it will enhance the joke or enhance the product, then sure. But a lot of it, like, I don't want to throw in an edit just for the sake of being like, oh, here's an edit. Like, here's a funny edit or something. I will do that occasionally, like, if things are awkward and stuff. My favorite thing to do is just cut the gameplay and just have a black screen there. That's, like, my favorite thing to do. God damn. Okay, I didn't realize how... Heavy? Well, how annoying these guys are going to be. Oh, that's fine. Oh, okay, we do it a lot on a counterattack. That's fine. Okay. If I can do it one more time, we're good. Okay, perfect. I have two options, and I don't know what I should do. I can go back here and kill the other archer. There's an item behind him. Or I can go this way and just go to the bonfire and not die. Yeah, I don't care. I think it's... I don't know. I actually don't even know what it is. That's fine. I can come back here later at some point. At some point. Okay, cool. We are in the castle of Anor Londo.
And they never returned again.
Yeah, right, pretty much. The amount of times that we say, like, oh yeah, we'll come back, and then we never do. That's fine. Hey, Solaire.
There you are. You've been quiet these days?
I've been quiet. No, I've been trekking here. Been fighting bosses. I've been killing people.
I've cleared the way of the bosses for anyone else to...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we didn't see Solaire doing that. Yeah. Right, Solaire just kind of...
Otherwise, we wouldn't have been fighting him.
Well, there you go. He didn't do his job, so we had to do his job. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Do the things you do for everyone else, but do it for us. Next episode, we will be fighting Ornstein and Smaug. And that's going to be the goal. I don't know how successful we'll be, but I think we'll be a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
really don't know.
I just remember this area very particularly for dying.
Yes.
For me.
This area is where all the Black Knights are, or all the Grey Knights or Silver Knights or whatever. They're difficult. They're not overly difficult because you can parry them easily.
Shades of Knights.
50 Shades of Knights.